I cannot believe the sequence of events I just witnessed on this flight that I was just on. If your husband's name is Brian with a Y, and he was traveling today from Orlando, MCO, to Chicago O'Hare on Thursday, March 14th, the flight was around 2:15 p.m. He sat next to me, and the second that he sat down in the seat, he downloaded the Hinge app and created a Hinge profile. And the best part was he was selecting photos from a photo album on his phone titled Dating Apps. He was in a burgundy t-shirt, like a dark red t-shirt, light gray sweatpants, and white on-cloud running sneakers that were really dirty. And his backpack was black, and it was the Razor brand. He's like a little scruffy, had some like grays in his beard over here. Very like large and in charge gentleman, very attractive. He wears a black watch on his right wrist and a silver wedding band on his left ring finger, and I'll put a picture of it right here. And he FaceTimed his wife, who I would guess is his wife, and his child when they landed, and said that he would call them when he got to them.
So women's attitude is ruining dating for men. Men would rather be single nowadays. A lot of women are growing up entitled and they're developing this nasty attitude, right? And the reason being is because nobody's checking them on it. Nobody's telling them to act right and respectfully, especially the pretty ones. If you think I'm wrong, go look again. Talk to them, you'll see where they're at, right? Their nose is up in the sky, bad behavior, unapologetically rude. You know, that's how they are, bro. But nobody's saying anything about it. So usually when they end up acting in a relationship, they don't know how to act any better because nobody's correcting this. Everybody's letting it slide. Usually the more prettier they are, the more they get away with this shit, right? Because men will do anything for a pretty woman, bro, but they will never check them. They will never tell them that they're being rude, they're being disrespectful. They will never say anything, right? Now this comes to be the reason as to why a lot of men would just rather be single. Nobody wants to settle nowadays, especially at this day and age. The way dating is, no, oh man, men are done. But anyways, yo, we got more reactions. Make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and let's go.
There are good men. My advice to you is an advice that I've received when I was 36. That was last year from one of my best friends, Mona Katan.
Yeah.
She was sitting down and I told her, Mona, now that you're married, what is the secret? Because we both went through toxic relationships in the past, me and her. And she gave me a piece of advice. And I remember that day we were sitting at an event. It was her event. I was quiet for the whole night because my mind was processing what she told me. She told me, don't look for a firecracker, look for a fireplace. And she just left. She just passed me. She's like, hey, baby, don't look for a firecracker, look for a fireplace. And she just left. But she left me with a message that like screwed my mind completely. And it's so true. We always look for these men that, you know, give us butterflies and I go crazy when I see him, explosive and all that. But that's exactly what you should be avoiding. Look for the fireplace. Look for the man that makes you feel like you're home. You're warm, you're calm. There might not be firecrackers or butterflies, but he is home to you. And I think that switched my mindset completely. So right now, every time I feel like I'm attracted to a person, and that's an advice my therapist told me. She's like, every time you feel butterflies, run. She's like, that means that that's the most toxic type that you're looking at. And that's your body, your gut feeling telling you run.
That's a solid advice, all I gotta say. Like, I mean, her friend is right. Don't look for a firecracker. Look for a fireplace. You can find fireplace everywhere. You know, where can you find a firecracker, you know? So, I mean, to each their own though, right? Like, in the end of the day, I think, you know, in a toxic relationship, it takes two people to make that relationship toxic. Actually, usually one person starts it, but the other one still contributes to it, right? The best thing to avoid those is to run away. Off the bat, when you start noticing those red flags, you should be running, you know what I'm saying, right? So not necessarily, like, I wouldn't say getting butterflies over somebody you're attracted to is necessarily a red flag. It's just you gotta see their behavior, you gotta see how they start acting, right? Like, if they're starting all of a sudden slow down with the communication, right? They're not replying as often as they were before, right? Or they're starting to lie, you know, their stories don't make sense, they don't add up, you know, things like that, right? You guys know what red flags are. I'm pretty sure some of you guys been there. So that's what the advice everybody should be following, right? As soon as you notice red flags, run. That's it. It doesn't have to be butterflies. I mean, you can still find somebody who gives you butterflies and they could still be the greatest person out there. Does not mean they're toxic. So to follow this advice her therapist is giving her is kind of contradictory, you know?
Done dating in 2024. I'm done. I no longer want to waste my time with somebody that's entertaining other people or playing with my emotions or giving me mixed feelings. I don't want to be confused anymore in a relationship. The sad part is people are sleeping with each other, people are having fun with each other, but nobody's marrying each other. Everybody's just being entertained. There's people that are married that are talking to other women. There's women that are married that are sleeping with other men. What kind of year is this? I am so scared to give my heart up for somebody that's going to just destroy it and then be with somebody else. These men and these women are using people in a relationship. Nobody's loyal these days. It's so rare to find loyalty. Why can't I find somebody that just wants to be with me and not entertaining other people on social media? The world of dating in 2024 is disgusting. And I guarantee in 2025, it's over. 100% it's over.
You know, I second what he's saying. I second that, right? As the years continue to go on, you guys are going to see that dating is going downhill, bro. Dating is hitting the fan. Not a lot of people want to be dating no more, especially men. Men are done dating, you know, because like nowadays, you know, it's not like how it used to be, I don't think, right? People are dating for wrong reasons, marrying for wrong reasons, even marriage, right? Like, you know, I think what he has in his mind, this ideal of a perfect marriage, perfect relationship, perfect partner, perfect whatever, does not exist. You gotta say goodbye to that, you know, that's in the past. Nowadays, it's like, how much money you got in the bank, you know, like, what are you gonna do for me? It's like everybody's looking at what's the other person gonna do for them, you know? The dude is usually looking for the prettiest chick out there. The prettiest chick is usually looking for how much money you got in the bank. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody's looking for ways to use each other in a way, you know? It's not that genuine as it is. And that's why a lot of people are not sticking with dating or relationships or whatever, right? Because they're realizing, they're seeing how times are changing. This dating culture, this relationship culture, you know what I mean? I think both genders have a role to play in this, but mostly I would say women actually. Women are the biggest threat in this. Like, I mean, men are as bad as them, but come on, look at it, right? You tell me. Like, even the laws right here are designed to protect women, to help women, and women are able to profit from men, right? Some women out here are getting pregnant on purpose by men, just to secure the lifestyle they want for themselves, their children, and everything, right? They don't want to work. So you tell me how dating is going, you know?
So, like, are you currently dating someone?
No, but I do like someone. They say I'm too intimidating.
You think you are?
I wouldn't say so.
Maybe your eyes?
Maybe. Without the lashes, maybe, yeah. I'll be fine, but, like, I don't get hit on.
What's your type? What's your ideal type?
Oh, he needs to be tall, gym. He needs to take care of himself. I don't have to be his mom. Does that make sense? Like, as in, like, he knows how to be himself. He's comfortable in his own skin. He's confident, not insecure.
What is your Instagram ID?
It's R3ALG_R1TA.
Can you briefly, like, introduce yourself?
Oh, my name's Rita, and I turned 20 last year. I'm turning 21 this year, and I just came back from Toronto a year ago.
What is body positivity to you as a Korean girl?
Eat what you want, you know? Big bum. Yeah. A lot of girls, they can't really eat what they really want because, like, the body standard is like, oh, you need to be thin.
That's funny how somebody would think she's intimidating. I would think the opposite, you know, but I think I can see where they're coming from, right? Just based on how she looks, you know, usually for men, the more the prettier the girl, the more intimidating she will come off because her preference is going to be skyrocket high, right? Like, her list of requirements and what a man has to have in order for them to be with a man is going to be a really long ass list. Like what's your name, right? You got to be tall, you got to be whatever, confident, you got to be this, you got to be that, you got to have this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying, right? As opposed to, like, a less attractive woman, right? A woman who's like a 6, whatever, her requirement may not be as extreme as this, right? Usually, the more attractive the person is or the woman is, the longer the list they have of standards you gotta match up with. And some of those standards are so unreasonable, like, you know, you gotta make this certain amount of money per year, or you gotta be able to, you know, fly me these many countries in under a month, or blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what can make them come off intimidating to a lot of men, right? Because men know that now they have a lot of responsibilities on their shoulders in order to be with this type of person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that's the only way.
So I've been married and I've been engaged.
Yes.
And I guess we should just do this now. You will never know if I have a man or not. Maybe I have a man. Maybe I live with a man. Maybe I don't. Maybe I have 7 men. It doesn't matter. I will never be in a public relationship again.
Same. I will not be in a public relationship.
Ever be in a public relationship again. So if you think that my opinion has no value because you think I'm single, that is a reflection of if you think that everything on the internet is real, first of all. And
If the
second,
internet is real, you'll all have had a lot of men.
I don't even know how I'm here with you right now.
I
How
have
did
lost
you
count
get the
Yeah, I was
time?
gonna
because
say.
every man, and I feel like I say this all the time, but it just doesn't click to people. Every man online that I have been pictured with, people say I'm in a relationship with, but there is no picture that exists online of the person that I actually am in a relationship with.
None. Zero.
Who is a black man, to be incredibly clear about that too. So the internet is so, and this is another thing that I have learned about the show. The internet is genuinely not a real place. So the people on there that have things to say, they have never met you. They don't live in the same reality that you live in because they're talking about you on a thing that literally is not reality. So you can't care what people have to say about you online because it is not a reflection of who you actually are.
I agree.
This is the first time that I feel like I have opened people up to what I'm actually like. And so many people have been wrong about it. And you have to be okay with that because you have to be secure in who and what you are. But yeah, Joy and I are busy. A lot of men have been with
y'all
us.
do.
Oh, I mean,
according,
got to it.
according to the internet.
I say this all the time. The streets are over 1,000 on me. And I really mean 1,000. Like, I've been with so many people and the streets have never gotten it right. Like, never gotten it right.
I mean, you guys do realize, though, how insane it is to see a woman in a photo with a man, just in a photo, and say that's who she's dating. Just a photo.
I know y'all struggle because God.
All I gotta say is, man, regarding this is they have a point, right? The woman said that she will never be in a public relationship. That is true. I don't think every relationship should be publicized, right? Because if you put everything out there, the more problems you're gonna start having. You know what I'm saying? People, especially if you're a public figure, people are always gonna be reaching for something, right? Whether that dude, if he's seen at a party, just talking to the waitress or anything, you know, pictures of him are snapped, sent to the woman, whatever, and now she thinks he's cheating. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a really bad relationship. So that's why everything should be put privately. At the same time, when everything remains privately, the more likely people are able to do, you know, a whole lot of mess behind the scenes and nobody can report them, right? Like the woman's able to cheat and go with different people and the dude's able to do his thing, you know what I mean? And nobody's gonna hold them accountable, nobody's gonna say nothing because they don't know who they're dating, you know what I mean? So both ways have their ups and downs, right? All I gotta say as well is the funny thing this dude here just pointed out was that if the internet was real, y'all would have had a lot of men. That's what he said. I mean, is it wrong to assume they probably do have a lot of men, or they've probably had a lot of men at one point or throughout their years? You know what I'm saying? Is it wrong to assume that? Like, we all know how college goes, bro. These women, when they were like 18 to 20s, whatever, you all know they were at those frat parties or whatever, right? So sorority, is that what they call them? Sorority clubs. They were partying, they were living their best high life in their 20s. Right now, maybe they don't have a lot of men. Maybe they've chose to settle down. Maybe they only have one partner. But I'm pretty sure at some point during their life, they probably had a fair share of men. So, I mean, I don't know what he's trying to say here. I mean, obviously, we already know the whole phase. Every woman seems to go through that, you know. Most of the women, maybe not every woman, but 90% at least, bro. We already know that. Now, for the one in the red here, she's saying that there's pictures of her with other people and except with her and her man who she's with, right? There's no single picture with him. Now all I gotta say is like, you're not posting him, you're not declaring him on your Instagram profile saying this is my man, this is my husband, this is my this. So how are people gonna know, right? If you're not doing that, if you're not posting him and showing appreciation of him and tagging him and telling the public this is your man, people are gonna build their own narratives. So for the most part, your Instagram is probably like everybody else, you know. You were taking pictures in the galas and the nice places and vacations. You're around a lot of different people, a lot of men. So is it wrong for people to reach and think that you are with these men, these are your men, like, you know what I mean? Because they know somebody's gonna be paying for this. And if you're taking a picture and putting a picture out there with you and other people, and you're not really putting your real man in the picture because you're hiding him away, of course they're gonna assume that, you know. So I think internet is a really messy place to have relationships. So that's why a lot of you gotta be staying away from there, you know. But at the same time, especially if you're a public figure, it's not a great place. But at the same time, you can find out the truth, right? Like, I mean, nobody can try to pull out a fast one on you. You're always gonna get out the truth, right? If somebody's cheating, somebody's doing whatever, the truth will always come to you because the public will know it, right? It's like you'll have spies everywhere. People snapping pictures of what your partner is doing, you know? That's the thing, right? So, I mean, there's ups and downs.
I cannot believe the sequence of events I just witnessed on this flight that I was just on. If your husband's name is Brian with a Y, and he was traveling today from Orlando, MCO, to Chicago O'Hare on Thursday, March 14th. The flight was around 2:15 p.m. He sat next to me, and the second that he sat down in the seat, he downloaded the Hinge app and created a Hinge profile. And the best part was he was selecting photos from a photo album on his phone titled Dating Apps. He was in a burgundy t-shirt, like a dark red t-shirt, light gray sweatpants, and white on-cloud running sneakers that were really dirty. And his backpack was black, and it was the Razor brand. He's like a little scruffy, had some like grays in his beard over here. Very like large and in charge gentleman, very attractive. He wears a black watch on his right wrist and a silver wedding band on his left ring finger, and I'll put a picture of it right here. And he FaceTimed his wife, who I would guess is his wife, and his child when they landed, and said that he would call them when he got to the hotel. If this is your husband, DM me on Instagram because I have pictures, I have proof, and this was just a very odd thing to see. And
so I'm a little bit confused, man. Like, why does she care? Why is this her business? Like, I don't understand how, you know, you're on a plane, you're going to a certain destination, this dude comes and sits beside you, right? Whatever he's doing on his phone, whatever he's doing in his life is not of your personal concern. And the fact that she would have all this information, like, is this as well, like, the dude must be a little bit blind or something. Like, I mean, how can she get all this information from him? His name, what he was doing, how he's creating his profile, if he's married, if he has, how can she get that without him realizing that this person is invading his privacy? Like, you know, he's watching him like a hawk, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like, how is that her business to go report this on TikTok? Like, I mean, of course, you see a lot of people doing shady stuff, right? But it doesn't concern you. You keep to yourself, mind your own business, you know? Right? Like, it does not make any sense for you to be investing in other people's lives. That's what I don't get, you know? Like, I'm making a video here just for the sake of content, bro, for you guys here, right? To make an awareness on some of these things, right? But I don't give a shit about these people's lives, you know, to be honest. I'm just highlighting what's happening out there in the world. But people like this who are concerning themselves with other people's privacy, like what this person is texting, who they're texting, what they're doing on their phone, how is that of your concern? Again, mind you, what he might be doing is not ethical, right? He might be cheating on his wife or whatever, and you feel some type of way, you want to rescue his wife or whatever, but you're not the savior in the relationship.
the long-awaited final update of the Brian with the Y situation. 2 different acquaintances of Brian reached out to me and said that they knew him and his wife. And yes, I have permission from both of them to share all of the information in this video. The first person, Brian was in her wedding and is friends with her husband. The second person, her husband was in the same residency program as Brian like 10 years ago. A few details I gathered about the situation. Brian with a Y actually is his real name. I know we were speculating maybe he was using a fake name. That's his real name. Him and his wife have been together since they were 16. They have 2 kids and she's pregnant with a 3rd right now. Brian's wife has been made aware of this. She has seen the videos. But apparently he has also seen the videos and thinks that they're funny. So that's interesting. Brian's wife also said that she knew about this before she saw the videos. She knows that he likes getting attention and flirting with women on dating apps, which lines up with the people I talked to who said that he's been doing this shit for like 10 years. The final update is, from what I can tell, she's fine with it. And it's being handled, or not, privately. And I hope you guys can respect that there's nothing else I can do at this point. Honestly, I was trying to help a woman find out the truth about her husband. But if she's okay with it, that's her choice, and it is what it is. But I want every woman watching this from the bottom of my heart to please know that you deserve better than this. And lastly, I need to clear the air on something. I know in my first video I said he was attractive. I think I just saw a beard and blacked out. And the girls who get it, get it. If you have no idea who Brian with a Y is, go to the playlist linked right here, and all the videos that have to do with this story are linked there for you in order.
You know what's so funny? Look at the response of this. This woman thought she was doing a good deed. She thought she's rescuing somebody out there, right? She's collecting all this data, all this information on this dude, Brian with a Y, who's sitting beside her, right? You know, she caught him making whatever profile, all this and that, trying to get attention from different women. Sure. The funniest thing is when she reports this to his wife, turns out the wife already knew about this. Turns out the wife doesn't care. Turns out the wife is okay with whatever he's doing, right? It's no news to her. That's gonna be one of the funniest thing ever, bro. You take your personal time and energy to devote into other people's business, thinking you're doing the right thing. Meanwhile, it backfires on your face. This just goes on to show, don't concern yourself with other people's personal lives and what they're doing on their own spare time. How stupid could you look right here? Right? You're collecting all this. You think you're making a difference. You think you're gonna rescue her from this bad, evil man. Look, the wife already knew. The wife has children. The wife is okay with it. They could just be on some twisted relationship. She probably does the same thing. He does the same thing. At the end, they come home together. They have their own rules on how their relationship works. I mean, this woman just looks so stupid. You made this video all public, telling the world, trying to catch data from everybody, right? Trying to gather every evidence, trying to get people to send you information and all this and that, you're FBI, but you're doing this for free. Nobody's paying you for this. And on top of that, to have it all backfire on your face. You know how stupid you look? You didn't make a difference. Matter of fact, you just wasted your time and your energy. Yeah. Maybe next time you should mind your business.
I'm dealing with a bipolar man, and it makes me sick. First, he dated me for 2 months, and he opened his home to me and my 3 kids. Yeah. Yeah. We moved out of my mum's house and into his townhome. I registered my kids in his school district. He gave me a spare room to braid hair and earn money.
I don't know why to
Yeah, man. We had a fun, loving vibe. I know he loves me and adores my kids, but I made one mistake and he threw us all out. My side dude stopped by to get his braids done and to borrow some money. I also gave him a quick BJ. Didn't know there was a camera in my braiding room, or I wouldn't have slipped up like that. I apologized, but Mr. Bipolar switched up on me and threw me and the kids out and all of our things in the front yard. I took what I could fit into the Uber. I can't believe how he snapped and turned on us like that. What relationship red flags did I miss? I'm so scared to be vulnerable with a man again. Advice.
She's fucking crazy.
Hey, first of all I gotta say is this man ain't bipolar. He has every right to kick you out. You just disrespected him in his home. He let you in with his 3 kids. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of men out there who would do that for you. You know, it seems like he had more love for you, and he took you in and your kids with no problem. But you disrespected him. You know, he even helped you with your business, whatever, starting hair, whatever, hair appointments and all that. But you look at what you were doing. You were doing your ex's hair, and you decided to satisfy your ex out there, and literally you're pretty much cheating on him, and he caught you on tape cheating on him, and now you're gonna victimize yourself and you say he's bipolar. No, he ain't bipolar from what I see. I see the only person here with problems is you, right? Because you don't see anything wrong with what you did. You think all you did was justified. You think you were on the right. No, you're on the wrong and he's on the right. Also, that's his property, right? It's not like it's your house he's kicking you out of. He's kicking you out of his house. He has every right to do so, right? So, kudos to him, man. If I was him, I would do exactly the same thing.
what is your ideal type?
I like really masculine guys, like a little bit like thick, taller than me, and that's it.
Do you need them like that too tall? For example, Sammy is like here, taller than you a little bit.
If he is taller than me a little bit, I don't even care.
Are you currently dating someone right now?
Actually, no.
Can you like briefly introduce yourself?
My name is Ari. I'm from Mongolia.
So what is your Instagram ID?
KIDXRI.
Do you like usually like reply to your DM?
Yeah.
So what is beautiful about Mongolia?
I think you should go to the countryside first because we have like nature, so beautiful.
You guys are pretty nice in Mongolia. I'm definitely going. Have you ever like been on a date with a foreign guy?
Yeah, I never dated with Mongolian guys. Always foreigners. I'm sorry.
What is the best way for me to like approach a Mongolian girl?
I think maybe you just say like "Sameno." It's like hi, and you're like foreign and you're speaking Mongolian. I think that's gonna impress them, I guess.
You know, that's hilarious here. This woman is from Mongolia, but yeah, she's never dated a Mongolian dude. She prefers foreign. You know what I'm saying? So this goes on to show like the standards in dating for every woman out there is gonna be, to some degree, it's gonna be pretty long, right? It's gonna be up there, right? They like her standards right here. She doesn't probably like Mongolian dudes. She likes only foreigners, right? And then other people, it's like they like only people who are making 6 figures a year. You know what I'm saying? But for the most cases, they all have the same, almost the same preference in a way, right? Like for example, he has to be 6 feet, he has to be masculine, he has to be this and that, right? And then they only differ on a little amount of things, like, you know what I'm saying? Like for her it might be, you know, he has to be thick. For other people, he has to be muscular, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they want dudes who are taller, who are this, who are that, who are masculine, who are leading, right? So you tell me, right? So it goes on to show like every woman around the globe, their preferences and what kind of men they want is kind of up there. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's just gonna tell you, oh, just a man who's himself. I don't care if he's tall or not, if he's poor or rich, just a man who's comfortable under his own skin. Nobody's gonna tell you a simple answer like that.
Duke Dennis might be unstoppable because after he went to Scottsdale, Arizona, he showed an experience that nobody would believe if it wasn't caught on camera. Firstly, when he was in the mall, he got bombarded by a group of kids cause a girl was obnoxiously calling him hot, and that got the kids' attention. And they realized it was Duke, and they wanted a picture. Which of course, after Duke took the picture with all of his fans, that only made the girl like him more, and she wanted to hang out later. Which to everyone's surprise, Duke pulled out a flip phone to get her number. And it actually worked. But that's not even the craziest part. After Duke left, he went to a street called Mill Ave, and 2 girls left their boyfriend to come flirt with Duke.
I think y'all boyfriend just left y'all.
No, we don't care about them.
I mean, he has to be stopped at this point. The boyfriends were literally trying to get their girls to come back with them, but they weren't listening. If you would break up with your girl after she did this, follow.
Yo, that's actually sad, bro. You got these boyfriends out here losing their women to these dudes. Alright, this goes on to just shows you what power of clout does. You know, clout added with height, you know, good looks. You can use it to your arsenal. Like you don't see him out here running after girls, whatever, approaching girls, trying to talk to them and stuff. He doesn't have to. He doesn't need to. That's how you can get your game to easy level. You know, easy mode. You know, you can make it way easier on yourself. So y'all gotta find a way to stand out. Because if you look at it in this environment, he stands out, right? And at the same time, him being surrounded by this whole groupie, whatever, trying to get to know him, trying to get a picture, whatever. It's no surprise that any woman will be attracted, because then they're wondering, what kind of person are you? You must be famous, you must be popular, right? And all of a sudden they you know, find out who you are, what you do or whatever. All of a sudden now they're melting too. You know what I'm saying? So it's no physics, bro. It's easy, bro. You know, this is the same of attention rappers, athletes, musicians, whatever, celebrities. This is what they get, bro. This is the type of attention they get. So it's no surprise. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually sad, because being an average guy, you can have your woman snatched like this. Just like these 2 guys out here who had their girlfriends melting for him as well. Right? You can see in their face, bro. They're right there, bro. They're about to cry. You know, they feel like they're in a competition, in a tug of war right now. And the sad thing is they're just regular dudes versus him, right? He has clout, they don't. They're just regular guys, bro, probably working regular ass job 9 to 5, right? And you got a man right here, right? So it's easy to lose your woman if you're around these type of people. If you're around men like this who are like high level, right, who are up there, who have status, clout, trust me, you better watch your woman, bro, because you're gonna lose her that day, bro. But anyways, yo, comment down below, let me know what your thought, you know, let me hear your opinion, man. So anyways, without further ado, click the like button, subscribe, peace.